so sorry for all of the technical difficulties. I don't know what's happening with YouTube. Like, it's been acting up recently. I don't know. I'm very sorry. I hope you guys come back and join me. Let me see if this is... Every time I post a video, I go live. I might just have to start posting videos because I'm not about to be arguing with people on here. That's not going to happen. So if this is not successful, I'm not going to say I failed. If this is not successful, then I will just record a video and post it. But in my quest for knowledge, I try to learn as much as possible, and a lot of that learning comes from books, self-taught. Yes, there's a lot of street talk people out there, and there's a lot of book smart people, and I am both. I have street smarts and I have book smarts. I want to know, this book right here is thick. I want to know all about what's in this book. Why is it here? Why is this something that we need to have? What is in it, and what can I learn from it? So I read this book like I read any other book, and I've learned that the trucking industry is regulated by FMCSA. Anything the trucking industry wants to do, they have to do it in accordance with safety regulations, because the biggest word on here is... So I'm kind of glad there's nobody online. I don't have to argue with anybody. But this book is my lifesaver. When I don't have people that I can call on and ask, I can just open this book up and get the answer. And I found in this book there's a training curriculum. This training curriculum is a CDL training curriculum for people, for trucking companies that have trainers and they want to train their students. They have to go along. They have to cover everything that's in this training curriculum. And some of the things that they have covered in here are like basic operations. So you have your orientation. You have to learn about the control system and the dashboard, pre and post trip, shifting and operation, transmission, hey Dwayne, backing and docking, coupling and uncoupling, safe operating procedures like visual search, communication, distracted driving, speed management, space management, night operation, hazard perception, roadside inspection. It talks about the hours of service requirement, fatigue and wellness, post-crash, procedures, trip planning. It talks about straight line backing, alley dock, offset, parallel. It talks about shifting, transmission, driver behavior, safe driver behavior, railroad grade crossing, night operation, skid recovery and jackknifing. Oh, well, if you're a guy, they may not let me train you. But I would love to if they allow me to. So these are from the book, the things that I would, whenever I'm training a student, I want them to know that I'm doing it the right way because I'm following this book, which the company, Night Transportation, should be following this book too. And then I saw a video by Junior Honduras, and he wrote down all the stuff. Hey, Brandon, he wrote down all of the things that a trainer should teach their students. And I looked at the video and I added some things of my own. But this is what you should be learning as a student on a truck, and then some. There's probably things that I'm not going to mention mention on here that I probably left out. When a student does get on the truck, they will have a packet, and that packet will have everything that they should learn. They have to sign off on the packet, and I have to sign off each week, or every day, I believe. We have to sign off on something that student has learned. And then there's, things that are not in the packet that you should learn, that it can't be taught in a book. It's something that has to be taught on the road. So, I noticed there's 2 people on here right now. When I first got on, it was like 15, 20. I guess those were the hackers. They really hate me. Like, they really do. They really do not like me. It's okay, though. But, I'm always going to cover my butt. I'm always going to do the best that I can. And I'm always going to do it safely. Training students is something that I take pride in, and I'm proud that I can do it. It's not for everybody. Everybody can do it. But when you are a student on the truck, you want to make sure that you're comfortable with your trainer, that you guys are not friends, but student-teacher type thing. There's respect, communication, honesty, and integrity. Those are the key factors that I will run with in my truck. It's going to always be safety, number 1, respect, communication, honesty. And if we can't align ourselves with those traits, we won't be successful. When you get on a truck, you want to make sure that you're driving as much as possible. You want to make sure you're backing as much as possible, because that's where you're going to get your experience, right? You're going to be driving, backing, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna name off a few things that I will do when I'm training my students. Some things that I will teach my students, and things that ideas I got from Junior Honduras, which I already said that I want to basically shadow his style of training. I want to be the next Junior Honduras. He is great. He is awesome. He is a great trainer, and I'm sad to say, but I'm going to copy everything he does. I know that's different because he's a reefer. He's reefer, right? And he works for Prime. I drive in. I work for night. But some of the things that we do will be the same. So, for example, pre-trip, right? You want to make sure you know the pre-trip in and out, like the back of your hands with your eyes closed. You want to be able to recite the pre-trip and know the pre-trip by heart, period. Like, it has to be like your second nature, pre-trip. Like, it's your second nature to put a spoon to your mouth to eat. It should be your second nature to do a pre-trip, because that's where your safety is going to come from. That's how you're going to know if your truck is good to be on the road. That's how you're going to know if whatever happens with your truck, whether it's with the tires, the tandems, your engine, your brakes, your trailer, anything. You want to know all the parts of the truck, and you want to know if they're in working order, if they're properly mounted and secured, if they're working, if they're not cracked, broken, damaged, frayed, torn. You want to make sure every single part of your truck is in tip-top shape, because you're driving this truck down the road, and there's other people's lives on the road, including your own, and you want to make sure that you know your truck inside and out and know that it's in proper working condition before getting on that road and possibly jeopardizing the lives of other people. So that's the most important thing for me, would be the pre-trip. Knowing and understanding the pre-trip and how to make sure, how to make sure you got that down pat. When you first get in the truck, you're going to have to log into the Zonar. We don't have a Qualcomm, we have a Zonar. So you're going to get a PIN number. That's your PIN number. Nobody should know that PIN number but you. That's going to separate you from your trainer. When it's time for you to drive, you're going to log out of the log in. Trip. We're done with that. We did that with the Zonar. load assignment. You need to know what everything means on the load assignment. You need to know how to trip plan, how to use the GPS. You won't be using the GPS on my truck, but you will learn how to. You need to learn how to read the road atlas. You need to learn what roads you can and can't use. You need to know what resources you have available to you. If you don't have a road atlas, you have the internet, you can look on DOT websites for your state, find out what roads are suitable for you to drive on. That's very important. You want to know everything about the inside of your truck, like your dash panel. You want to know about air pressure sensors, your gauges, speedometer, all of that. You want to learn about your mirrors, how to use your mirrors, what you're looking for in the mirrors, how often you look in the mirrors. You want to learn about your lights, your headlights. What are they for? Which lights are for what? How are they used? Why are they used? What do they do? Why are they doing? What color are they? What are the four-way flashes for? You want to learn about... I'm just go down the list of the stuff that I wrote down based on what I know and what junior Honduras wrote down, okay? So I went through those things. We have your 30-minute breaks. You're going to learn about that. You're going to learn about why it's important to take a 30-minute break and when you take them. You want to learn about your fuel, how to fuel, when to fuel, how to get the best fuel efficiency. You want to learn about your macros. I feel like I'm a robot. I don't want to feel like a robot. We got fuel, macros, checking in and out of your shippers, scaling your loaded call, your empty call, a T-call. What is that? How does it work? How do you do it? How to adjust your tablets. Backing during the day, backing at night. Thank you, Brandon. Backing during the day, backing at night, backing at shippers, backing at truck stops, backing parallel park backing. Why it's important not to nose in. That's very important. I see a lot of people do it. There's two trucks right next to me right now that are nosed in. It's very important not to do that. It may seem so simple and easy, but there's a reason why it's not supposed to happen. You want to learn about your hours of service, understanding the hours of service, understanding where the money is at. I mean, that's where your money is at, right? Your hours of service is where your money is at. That's how you're gonna be successful in driving, and you need to learn that and know that. I wrote something down regarding hours of service. What did I write it? So with hours of service, which is very important, your limitations of driving hours. You need to know what your limitations are. Your 11 hours versus your 14 hours. You need to know the requirements for being off duty for certain periods of time. When do you go into sleeper berth? When do you go on off-duty driving? How long are you supposed to be on either one of those? How to record your duty status. What about personal conveyance? And what are the exceptions to the hours of service? That's something that I would teach, which is very important. Everybody should be teaching that, but that's something that you have to know. If you don't understand it, you want to make sure you understand it inside and out before you get off the truck. Claims, learning about claims, there's shortages and overages and damages. When to file a claim, how to file a claim, what do you do? That's important too. Everything, all of this has to do with basically money. You want to make sure that you're not costing the company money, you're not costing yourself money by paying fines and tickets and stuff like that. And it's a business that has to be ran. You can't run a business. You don't have a running business if you're not making money, right? So everybody has to make money, and that's what it really comes down to. Road assistant, like when you break down, who do you call? What are the requirements? Well, not the requirements, but when do you know if you need to call breakdown? What do you call breakdown for? What can it help you with? I call breakdown all the time. Not because I'm broke down, because I might have a question about something. They have a lot of answers. Like I said, pediatricians, on another video, pediatricians know so much about kids and babies. It's like the parenting handbook. They're like a live parenting handbook. Breakdown is like the live truckers, like, advice line, kind of. I wouldn't call them like that for advice, but I'm saying, like, if you call them and you really have a question, they are so knowledgeable about everything. But when is a good time to call breakdown? Why do you call them? What's the number? What's the procedure? How do you do it? And when should you? Because sometimes you might want to call breakdown because you have a nail in your tire. Or you might want to call breakdown because you can't start your truck. But then they can walk you through things, and breakdown is awesome. So you need to know when to call and when it's a waste of time, and when you call your DM instead of breakdown, or when you have to call breakdown. Sometimes you don't have to call them. You can get your question answered or your problem solved by calling someone else. How to reach your bill of lading. Bill of lading means, why is it important to have your seal intact? Why is it important to have your load locked with the lock? Why is it important to have, when you arrive at the receiver and they sign off and say the seal is intact? What does that mean? Why it's important? How to use your load straps. And sometimes you have a shipper that says, in order to leave this facility, you have to have your load strapped. How to strap it. Where do you get the straps from? There's a weight class in the straps too. And why it's important to strap your loads. Post-trip. I said something about pre-trip. Mike doesn't require us to do a post-trip, but I do a post-trip. So then, why that's important? Why is it important to do a post-trip and pre-trip? Trip planning and directions, like I covered before. How to use GPS, like I covered before. What you do in the wintertime. How to handle the roads, your wiper blades, your anti-gel, your chains, bunk heater, stuff like that. Hygiene. Sleeping in the bunk. Junior mentioned something about sleeping on the top bunk and the bottom bunk, which I never would have thought to mention training, but that's important to know. I already told my daughter when she was on the truck she can't sleep on the top bunk when driving. It's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous when you sleep on the bottom bunk. But like I said, hygiene. Taking showers at the truck stops, personal hygiene. You can't get to a truck stop. That's important to know. It may not be like FMCSR status, but it's important because you want your hygiene to be on par. Your hygiene can affect your health. Your health can affect your driving. Your hygiene can affect how you are perceived at your customers. If you stink and you walk into the security shack and they smell you, that's embarrassing. You're representing a company. So you want to make sure your hygiene is on par, and the trainer is teaching you about that too. Some people don't even know how to take showers. It's sad, but it's true. Some people don't know how to bathe themselves. That's sad, but it's true. And that's something that has to be touched on the truck training. Your tire pressure. The standard used to be 100 PSI. Now it's 110 PSI. My terminal already had us doing 110 PSI. I'm out of the Vegas terminal. They told us to do 110 PSI before we even before they even made it company-wide. But why that's important, how that can help you, and how that can help your truck, how to save money and everything like that. Oil and fluids. Learning what fluids to check, when to check them, how to check them. That's important, like your coolant, your power steering fluid, your washer fluid, your oil, what to look for, things like that. Learning about the weigh stations and pre-pass. And these are some of the things that Junior mentioned. Your Florida agriculture station. It's not often that we have to, we'll go through them, they're going to ask for our bill of ladings, but it's not often that we have to really worry about those because we're not really comparing agriculture. It's more like reefer, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't have to go through it a lot often. But whenever you enter a new state like Florida or California, you do have to go through the agriculture station. All right, highway runner. Thank you. You have the California agriculture station. You have Texas Border Patrol. Even the port of entry, like when you go to the ports, if you don't have a TWIC card, what do you do? How do you do it? How do you maneuver? What's going to happen? That's something that I know personally that I've had to deal with that no trainers do. What about mountain driving and your entry braking, downgrades, and hills, and things like that? Truck stops, procedures, and safety, things like that. How to write an EFS check, when to write an EFS check, how to get a PO number, what is a PO number, a PO number. So The PO number is a number that you get from your company so you can get authorization for a check. PO number. P as in Paul, O as in Oscar, if you can understand me. What is a T-call or a repower, some people call it? What are drop yards? What are they for? Where are they at? How do you use them? Things like that. Learning who your dispatcher is, building rapport with your dispatcher, how to deal with toll roads and toll passes. Our pre-pass covers all of that. I'll explain what that is. How to couple and uncouple with your trailer safely and safely. You can kill yourself, kill others. If you're not doing it safely, you can lose your load, you can damage your truck or trailer. It's very important to understand coupling of your trailer and uncoupling. How all about customer service and payroll. This is something I learned in our driver training app that we have to do every month. What is customer service? What is good customer service? What's bad customer service? What is coercion with customers and dispatchers? Payroll, I brought that up because it has to do with detention. What is detention? How do you get detention? How much is detention? How much is layover? When does the customer pay it? How does it work with payroll? What are the payroll procedures? When it's the first and last day to scanning your loads, how do you scan your loads? What do you use to scan your loads with? What are your options? Then you want to learn about the fuel cards and the company cards. The fuel cards, like your point systems from like Petrol, TA, Loves. So you got Petrol and TA, you got Pilot and Flying J, and you have Loves. They all have fuel cards. You have your company card, your EFS card, how to use the EFS app, that goes with the EFS check. Also, when I said scaling your loads, they also have an app, how to use that app and scale your loads. What about if you're at a shipper? How to scale your load at the shipper when it's not an authorized scale? And how do you add everything up? Because usually when you go to a scat scale, they give you your steers, your drives, and your tandems. But if you go to a shipper or a receiver, they just give you the whole number. How to get each one and how to add it up and calculate what your rate will be. When do you weigh your load? How often do you weigh your load? How much does it cost? Things like that. How to slide your fifth wheel, when to slide your fifth wheel grease. Junior touched on when your fifth wheel is not greased properly, it creates uneven wear on your steer tire. That's something that comes with knowledge and training and experience that I didn't know. But like I said, I'm going to learn something every day, which is interesting. All about your airlines. The airlines under your trailer, in your tractor, your airlines in your truck, the airlines, glad hands and seals and stuff like that. That's very important to know and understand what they're for and why they're used and the basis behind that. How to use your inverter if you have one. Idling and optimized idle, how to save money on fuel, when idling or not idling, when to idle, when not to idle, different tips and tricks on how to not idle and still be cool. Your permit book, I would suggest anybody and everybody read your permit book, understand what the permit's for, why they're there. Regularly check up on your permit. That should be part of your pre-trip inspection. Checking your permit book and making sure it's up to date, that you have all the permits you need, they're in the proper place. But read them and know what they're for and what they're about and why you have them. A truck stop book is something that I don't have, but a lot of truckers carry. It's a pocket book of all the truck stops along each interstate. On the different truck stop apps, they have a trip planning section tab, and it tells you put in where you're going, where you're coming from, and all the truck stops from that particular provider along the route that you're on. So if it's Love's, I'll put in my current location, where I'm going, and then tell me all of the Love's truck stops along that route, because the pocketbook is good to have because it doesn't have just only the truck stops, it has truck parking and everything, and way stations and everything like that. But it's not updated, right? If they updated, like Love's is opening a new truck stop in Washington or something, that's not going to be in the pocketbook unless you buy a new one. But the app will tell you that it's new or that it's coming. And I've had that happen a lot of times. My GPS didn't catch it. So, you know, how to find your truck stops, how to trip plan according to your truck stops, according to the truck stops and the time of day is going to be, and how many hours of service you have, when you're going to deliver, when you're going to pick up. Like, it's a whole intricate system, I think. Because when I'm trip planning, I'm thinking about, usually they stack loads on top of me. So I have a load that I have to pick up. I'm already on the load. They send me a load that I got to pick up when I deliver the current load I'm on. But so I have to deliver that load by 11 p.m. tomorrow night. But the new load that they gave me, I got to pick up at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I have to pick up before I even deliver. And how many hours do I have left on my clock? How many hours do I have left to drive? How many hours do I need to be off duty before I can even drive again? Will I be able to make that? What truck stops, what time of day is it? Will I have truck parking around this time? If I have 3 hours left to drive and 3 hours from now is going to be 7, 8, 9 p.m., will there be truck parking around that time? Based on my experience, normally after 7, it's not going to be truck parking. What part of the world am I on, or the country am I on? Am I in California or am I in Wyoming? Because if you're in California, you definitely got a trip plan for parking and picking up and delivering loads. So you want to drive at night during the day. So very, very, it's something skillful. It's a skill you definitely would have to have. What else? Your miscellaneous items on your truck, like your spare lights and fuses, your airline, the 50-foot airline that Night gives you, where they're located at, how to use them, how to install them, how not to break them. This all saves Night money, right? If you have a light out on your trailer, you don't need to go to truck service at TA to get your trailer light fixed if you have a spare. So teaching your student how to change a spare light and where the bulbs are at. You can also get a PO number and get a light if you don't have it, instead of going into the truck stop service center to get it fixed, because that'll save you time and it saves the company money. Learning about the smart drive system, the camera that we have, what the smart drive system is, what it does, how it helps us, how it hurts us. It doesn't hurt you really unless you're doing something you're not supposed to. The smart drive points, your smart drive score, stuff like that. How to do multiple drops. If you have a load where there's more than one drop on that load, how to do that, how to scan it in, how to use it on the thing, the Zonar, how to communicate with your dispatch, how to communicate with safety, how to communicate with Night, basically, through your Zonar. And that's what I have so far. If I've missed anything, let me know. There's a couple of things I was thinking of, I can't remember off the top of my head, unless I'm actually doing it. I'm more of a, I have like a template, but I'm more of a what's the word I'm looking for? I have like a system. And if I'm not active in my system, then I'm not thinking about it. So like, for example, every morning when I get up, there's a system that I do. I have a certain protocol that I go by every day. So then as those things come across, I'll be able to explain them. But as I'm sitting here just thinking about it, it won't pop up in my head. But there's a lot of things that as far as initial stuff that you would teach your student. Everything else, being on the road, when you're driving, that comes with experience. And some things you will know, some things you won't know. Like, for example, somebody was telling me that I should know how my truck feels when it's heavy. How it feels. It feels different. I understand how it feels when it's heavy. That's something I would relay to my students. I would relay to my students when you're driving, like having consideration for the four-wheelers. What do you do when there's a four-wheeler that's irate and crazy? How do you switch lanes? When do you switch lanes? What lane are you supposed to drive in? What is like the trucker, what's the word I'm looking for? The trucker camaraderie, no, not camaraderie, but the human decency, I guess I would say, for truckers. Like the respect, how to be a respectful trucker and be respectful to other truckers while you're driving and on the road. How to be a respectful trucker when you're in regards to four-wheelers. Even CB stuff, like CB etiquette, you know, you need to, I think that's very important, especially if you have an emergency. Traffic control, when there's an accident on the road and, you know, everybody's merging to one lane, traffic control. That's something that truckers do a lot that you don't have a lot of experience driving. You wouldn't know it, but I know it. How to drive in the rain, how to drive in the snow, how to drive in the wind, when to shut down because it's too unsafe to drive. Fuel efficiency, how to save, you know, money on fuel, and how to get the most miles you can in between fuels. A lot of different things that I would cover as part of my training curriculum, and I'm sure Nike will give me all this information when I go to the trainer program. But these are just some of the things that I've come across looking at other people, other trainers, and talking to other people, and some of the things that I've come across on my own that I wanted to share with you guys. Everything is backed by this book. It's backed by this book. This book will tell you everything. Even if not this book, I don't want to pull it down right now, but the owner's manual for your truck tells you how to do stuff regarding your own truck. Like my owner's manual tells me how to do a pre-trip. Then I have another book. Let me see, I can pull that book down. This book, Bumper to Bumper, The Complete Guide to Tractor-Trailer Operations. I was told before I started driving, this book is so old, that this was what is it called, a textbook for some trucking schools. And in the back of each chapter, they have like a quiz, chapter 2 quiz, and you can learn things. So, and you can quiz yourself on them. And it tells you everything, like almost everything. So, I may not have a lot of road experience, but I got a lot of book experience. I have a lot of book smarts. And everything is backed by this. This is my receipt. They tell you things that you wouldn't even know, like how to check certain components of the engine. This is like parallel parking, okay, we got that. Construction of a trailer, insulation flooring, the refrigeration unit operation. I don't do reefer, so I wouldn't. It tells you what is a reefer, it tells you how to load a trailer. It tells you how the trailer should be loaded. It tells you about your kingpin settings, your flooring, your bulkhead if you have a flatbed. It tells you about the paw car. Like, it tells you about mounting and dismounting a wheel or your tire, which you wouldn't have to do because, you know, you go to the shop for that. It tells you about DOT tire regulations, alignment, types of steering, interaxle differential. So this tells you even more than just you know, an average trainer would tell you. It tells you how to work your system and how to at least troubleshoot your system, because you know a truck's basic electrical system, about your batteries. This is good to know. What if you're on the road and you are broke down somewhere? Your battery is, I wouldn't say touch your battery, but you're broke down, you have no signal, anything. But you have this book. You have your user's manual. You don't have any signal to call anybody to get any help with anything. What do? You can probably find out how you can get yourself out of that situation to get to safety. Aligning the tractor. What's involved in coupling? To put it very simply, you're going to back the tractor up to the trailer so the coupling assembly is connected without moving the trailer backward. That's important to know. Like I said, that'll teach you, keep you from hurting yourself or others. Tells you when it's too high or too low when you're coupling, how to approach it, when it's in the lock position, when it's not in the lock position, all kind of stuff. So this book tells me a lot of stuff. It tells you how to shift and the switcher and all of that. So it tells you about the weather, time traveling time. That's something to really think about too when you're driving, when you're going across time zones, how to plan your trip based on your time zones. Because you might say, oh, I'm going to be on time, I'm cutting it close, but I'm going to be an hour early. And you end up 2 hours behind. How does that happen? You need to know how to read the time zones and why. Everything, well, not why, but you need to know how to read your time zones. You need to know when you're going to cross the time zones and how to plan your trip based on the time zone. This talks about your lights, types of service checks. What is the A service? What is the B service? When do you do the A service and B service? You know, stuff like that. So out of all of the stuff that I have on this truck and all of the knowledge that I've gained from drivers and other trainers and more knowledge that I learned from the trainer program, and just, you know, having my road knowledge, being on the road, I believe that I will have a solid training curriculum for my students. They will get off this truck knowing what they need to know to get the experience that they need to gain more experience in trucking. I'm not saying that I'm going to teach them how to, I'm going to teach them everything about trucking and they're going to get off my truck knowing everything that a 30-year-old veteran should know. No. I'm saying they're going to get off my truck confident that they can operate an 18-wheeler confidently, they can back it confidently, they know how to be safe, and they know how to follow the rules and regulations of the road, of the laws, and they have the common decency and respect for the other truckers to do their job safely and securely. They will be confident when they get off my truck, versus when I got off my trainer's truck before I got on another trainer's truck, I wasn't confident, especially with backing. Now I have no problems backing. I've not had any backing accidents. My backing is superb. I love backing. It's fun to me, actually. I still learn more things with backing. I'm learning a lot more as far as when I'm in very, very tight situations. And it's always a challenge for me. Sometimes I get nervous, like when it's in the middle of the day and everybody's in the truck in their cab and they're watching me back. And I'm like, I get nervous. But I mean, I'm confident that I can back in any situation. See, remember y'all how I said this guy is walking and he just goes, and he just blows out his spit and then he's going like that and then he does it again on the other nose and he's like doing all of this, swinging it. That's disgusting. You don't see no females doing this shit. Ugh, gross. That's gross. Ugh. Why do chicks do that? Why do men do that? Just go blow your nose with a tissue or a napkin or something. That's nasty. But anywho, my students are going to get off my truck confident that they can get on their own truck and continue the learning process. The learning process does not end when they get off my truck. The only thing that ends is the training, but they're going to still be on a 30,000 miles or probationary period, and they're still going to be learning. During my 30,000 miles, I've experienced some things that you normally don't experience your first year. It takes a couple of years. I've had breakdown telling me you've experienced more in your little 1 year of driving than some drivers who have been driving 5 to 10 years have experienced. They all know my name there. It's a pleasure talking to them. They say it's a pleasure talking to me. And all of that information that I've learned from them, I plan on passing it to my students. So, all backed by this. If you don't have this book, I suggest you get it. It's updated every month. They also have this online, the CFR and the FMCSA website has all of these regulations online. I like having both. It covers everything. Everything. Anything that you have a question about, it covers. Let's see. Physical qualifications and examination. It tells you how you qualify for your physical. It tells you how to tells you about hazmat. It tells you about your service breaks. Every single thing, it tells you everything. It even has pictures of how, like, flatbedders or hot shots, how to connect your trailers and how to make it safe and what parts of what and everything. Like, this, I'm sure it probably tells me how I would load a dry van and how a dry van should be loaded. It's kind of similar to a flatbed. So I suggest everybody get this book. They have a series of books. This is a really important one. But I still haven't got any messages from dispatch. I'm getting ready to call them. And I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.